All right, so Apple's back to school sale has been live for a few weeks now, and they got a pretty decent deal going on this year. With a valid school ID or even a teacher's ID, you can get that education discount pricing, which is really nice. And this year, if you buy certain models of Macs and iPads, you get a free Apple accessory with it, including AirPods. But I want to talk about this deal in a little bit more detail because if you look carefully, not all the things that they're advertising are actually free, which is kind of lame. Hey everyone, Tech Dad here, and I spent years of my career working in a college setting. I actually worked at an Apple store on a college campus, and I helped lots of students and parents pick out the right Apple devices to get them through those 4 years of undergrad. I've seen these Apple back to school sales a lot, and I just wanted to give you a rundown on this particular one in 2025 just to let you know what the deal really is and how you can get the best bang for your buck. And you might be asking yourself, well, what's the right MacBook that I should buy? What's the right iPad? That can vary depending on your needs, but I really think there's a main way to go for both choosing your MacBook and iPad, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. There are important choices to make, especially if you're just starting your college career. You want these devices to last the full 4 years. You don't want to have to go out and buy something new 2 years in. And Apple products are known for their longevity and lasting a really long time. So if you're going Apple, you're not going to be disappointed. So I'm going to give a quick rundown of the iPad that I think is the best model for most students, and I'll also talk about the MacBook that I think is the best choice as well. And I want to give a deep dive into this sale and what exactly you get for free and what exactly you don't and have to chalk up some more money for. All right, let's get into it. By the way, if you're a frequent viewer, I finally made it into my new apartment, and so welcome to downtown Indianapolis. I'm so excited to start making content here. Okay, so let's talk about iPads first. Now, iPads have 4 different models to choose from, and I gotta say the education pricing is pretty decent, but you can honestly get better deals a lot of time on Amazon. Amazon just ran Prime Day sales, and they were pretty darn good. But if you check out Best Buy and Amazon and there's no sale, go with that education pricing, and Apple's offering, like I said, a free accessory to boot. Now, here's the first catch with that sale. You have to buy either an iPad Pro or an iPad Air to get that free accessory. If you buy an iPad mini or the base A16 iPad, you're not going to get that free accessory deal, although you can still get the education pricing on those iPads. The free accessories include AirPods 4 or an Apple Pencil Pro, which is compatible with iPad Pro and iPad Air and iPad mini. But you have to be careful with these sales. They are a little deceiving. So when you actually click to see which items you can choose from to get, it's a little deceiving because Apple lists products that aren't completely free. It will show a fee that you have to pay in order to actually get that accessory. For example, you can get the AirPods Pro 2, but you're going to have to fork over another $120. So just be aware of that. If you're picking one of those accessories on the website, you might have to cough up some more money. But if I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't get an iPad Pro or an iPad Air if I was just starting college. I would actually recommend the base A16 iPad. It's actually the best bang for your buck, coming in at $329 with that education pricing. And for most students, this is going to meet all of your tablet needs. You're going to be able to watch videos on this. You will be able to type up some papers on it if you want. It's going to be great for reading textbooks on. It's going to serve all those real purposes that a student needs, and it's really, really cheap. Concerning storage size, I would just get the 128 gigabyte model. I don't think you're going to need more storage than that. Most of your files are going to be stored in a cloud storage, and most universities offer free cloud storage. There are also a couple of accessories that you should get with this iPad, including Apple's USB-C pencil. This pencil doesn't come with the touch gestures, but it's still great for writing, taking notes, and doing all the things a college student needs to do in a digital format. I'm actually a teacher in the evening, and I use this pencil all the time with my iPad. It's a great experience. Okay, concerning keyboards, I would not go with the Apple keyboard for this base A16 iPad. I would go with something much cheaper. There's lots of other options on Amazon. One of my favorites is this EIP Magnetix keyboard. I think it's priced great, and I think it works great. So EIP has sponsored today's video, and I've done their stuff before. They're just great products, and they can be a lot cheaper than Apple's stuff. And if you're trying to get an affordable iPad like the base iPad for $300, I really don't think you should spend $250 on a keyboard for it. And this keyboard actually has more features than the Apple keyboard. For example, it is backlit, and you can actually actually use the function key to change through lots of different options of colors. And having a backlit keyboard is really important in college. You're going to be up late typing papers in that bed, I promise. The keyboard is similar to Apple's where it's detachable, and you do have the back kickstand so that you can set your iPad up in landscape mode. But this case also allows you to set your iPad up in portrait mode. And so if you want to type a paper in Microsoft Word in portrait mode, a lot of folks like to do that. You can absolutely set your iPad up in this way. It's really handy. This kickstand is also really great because you really have unlimited angles. So you can set your iPad up at any angle that you want. You can set it for viewing or maybe even writing with the Apple Pencil. Now, there are built-in shortcut buttons at the top, and these work well with specific apps such as Notability, which is one of my favorite note-taking apps. And so using these shortcut buttons, you can quickly jump from the pencil to the eraser to typing and back again. There's also a built-in button to access Siri, and so you don't have to say, "Hey Siri," and you don't have to click a button on the side of the iPad. It's right there on your keyboard and is available with just a quick touch. You also have a full-size trackpad just like the Apple keyboard, and it's compatible with all the touch gestures. This keyboard's coming in at $69.90 for a price, and that's about $160 cheaper than Apple's keyboard. I'll leave a link in the description below for this product. You can check it out. Okay, so let's talk about MacBooks for a minute. So if you get the base A16 iPad, I would recommend pairing it with a MacBook. And the one that's usually the best bang for your buck is the MacBook Air. That's what I almost always recommended to students for the last 10 years or so. For most students, it just meets the needs. It has enough processing power, it has enough hard drive space, it has all the things that most students need to get the job done in school. I would only recommend a MacBook Pro or maybe a Mac Studio if you are going into graphic design or video editing or computer science. My oldest son is actually in computer science at IU, and I did recommend a MacBook Pro for him. Concerning hard drive space on your MacBook Air, I would go with 256 gigs. That is usually plenty of storage to store all your schoolwork. And like I said, most universities offer a subscription to cloud storage now, so you can store a lot of stuff in the cloud, and you don't even have to have it locally on your machine. But if you are going to go into graphic design or video editing, you may want to bump it up to at least 512 gigs of storage. The MacBook Air is also super affordable. It comes in at $899 this year with the education pricing. That is dirt cheap for a brand new MacBook, folks. And with the Apple back to school sale right now, if you buy a MacBook Air, you do get to choose that free accessory. So you can grab yourself an Apple Pencil or some AirPods if you don't have any. So I think that's the best combination to do with this Apple sale. I would get a MacBook Air and the base iPad, and you are going to be set for the next 4 years. I promise both of those products will last the whole time, and when you're all done, they actually will have good trade-in value. Apple products hold their value extremely well, so hang on to them, take good care of them. All right, that's my rundown on Apple's sale for back to school. Check out those products on the Apple website. Let me know if you have further questions in the comments below. I'm happy to help out. That's all I got for you. If you like this sort of content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.